All right, we're going to talk shoulder presses, but we're not talking technique here. Everyone wants to talk about technique, and I've done the exact same thing. Move your hands like this, move your elbows like that. Da, 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 da. We're going to talk about something a little bit different. This is mind-muscle connection, or what I call simply focus, because you could do the movement just like I do it. You could look in the mirror and it could look perfect. Doesn't mean you feel it where you should feel it. So I'm going to give you one example before I demonstrate this, and that would be a lat pull down, because I think it's probably one of the more common examples where people will give little cues as to what you should focus on. So for example, with a lat pull down, you probably heard this before. Think of your hands like hooks, your hands and forearms, and instead of pulling your hands down, which you're going to have a tendency to use a lot of biceps if you do that, instead think about driving your elbows down, and your hands and your forearms are just going along for the ride, so to speak. So this is the exact same thing, but in opposite. This is going to be a shoulder press. Now, I do like using resistance bands for this drill. You can do it with dumbbells if you like. The nice thing about bands is it takes the focus off the weight, and you can just focus on the technique. So, starting here, you tell me if you notice the difference between this versus this. I bet you can't tell the difference because they look exactly the same. Here's the difference. The first one, I'm thinking about pressing my hand straight up like this. And when I do this, have a tendency to recruit a little more of the triceps as I do this because we're getting extension at the elbow here. Versus thinking about raising my elbow up and my hand and forearm just going along for the ride. So a push or a shoulder press like this is a compound movement, so you are going to use triceps no matter what. But it's primarily a shoulder exercise, not a triceps exercise, so we still want to put more of the focus here on the deltoids. So that's just a simple little trick for better focus or mind-muscle connection. That's your cue to go ahead and really get those delts to fire. And so again, try it with something like a resistance band, or try it with a really light dumbbell first so you can master that, get the feel that you're chasing, and then you can go up in resistance. Make sure though that as you go up heavier and heavier, that you're not compromising that technique and losing that feel, because training by feel is just as important as the pure mechanics of it.